better for the Kansas City Chiefs this offseason. They locked down their future in Patty Mahomes.
You got Jones, then Kelsey, and Mahomes signed for like $500 million. You got players on your football team buying baseball team.
I'm surrounded by baby toys. Like Patrick Mahomes is surrounded by guys who on offense are some of the best in the league.
Oh no, let the defense go. Let the defense go.
If Patty does what he does, and he has one less guy on offense.
And Kansas City.
Thank you.
Ho, 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 ho. You know what? We're going down to the wire here, and Santa is coming to town. I don't know if you knew that or not, Robbie, but it is Santa Claus heading to town here very shortly. And before we get there, we're going to do a little bit of some weekly wind-up here. It'll be a lot of fun, and we're going to kind of show some of the stuff going on in the SportsMe first, and we're going to have a blast doing it. So this should be a lot of fun here. Robbie, how are you doing today?
I am doing absolutely freaking amazing. Happy holidays to everyone out there. First off, I got to make sure that I start off with that. 'Tis the season of giving, and the best thing I can give is wishing you guys a happy holiday. I can also give you this really cool app called the SportsMe app, which you should all check out. You should all get involved with. It is super, super, super easy. Literally right now, I am about to make a SportsMe. You know, all you do, you just grab your mobile device. Hey, SportsMe, what's going on? It's your boy Rum Boys Robbie of the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. We are live right now, going over the week windup, the weekly windup. Make sure you guys check us out on YouTube. Subscribe, support the SportsMe YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate all of you guys. Come check us out to discuss all the greatest, latest, best topics that happen here on the SportsMe verse. Appreciate y'all.
I like it.
That easy.
It is that easy. And Robbie, I look forward to being able to hop in that thread here in just a moment. And HoofTube, a guy that's continually on the SportsMe, and we love seeing him on there. He's got some great topics and brings a lot of energy to it as well. So a lot of fun seeing him over there constantly. HoofTube joining in, saying woohoo, SportsMe. I like it. So Robbie, it's been an interesting kind of ride here lately with some of these topics that we've been kind of going through, right? Like we've got a lot of things coming through with some of the sports from the BetQL side of things. They've been doing a lot of content lately on the app and really been bringing some fire to it. And let's fire picks, fire topics, and it's been a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at one of them. Pretty recent topic here, although you look like you got something up your sleeve here.
Before we do, it is the holidays, okay? I am Rum Boys Robbie, one of the many staff members of the SportsMe staff, and I just want to say cheers to me, cheers to you, the whole entire SportsMe verse. What it do? Derek, let's roll that clip.
Let's get her done.
Well, finally happened. First coach fired, tickets cash. They did if you had Urban Meyer, and some of you had 50-1. So who's next? I'm in Chicago. People say it's going to be Matt Nagy. He'll get fired, but it's not going to happen before the end of the season. I'm going Joe Judge of the Giants.
First coach to be fired, though, is John Gruden, right?
First coach to be fired was John Gruden. Second, Urban Meyer. No surprise here. I didn't even think he would last the first year.
Is he still going to get paid?
So long, Urban Meyer.
Probably the biggest name to be fired this offseason, Mike Zimmer.
Pete Carroll. Seattle? Things are not going well.
Yeah, terrible. Joe Judge and Matt Nagy deserve to be fired, but I doubt they will be.
Give these good young weapons someone to mold them properly and not turn them into mold.
I put that one in there just at the end, just for you, because I knew that it would get that exact reaction. Love some of Smokey's takes there. Also some fire takes there from a lot of the different SportsMe creators, right? You saw Bo McBigtime there. There was just Joey Wright had some good ones there. And so one of those two that, they were talking about the first coach fired being Gruden. To my recollection, I believe Gruden submitted his resignation on that one. So I think he was
Gruden had the classic. You can't fire me. I quit. Yep. That was Gruden's situation.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it seems. So and it looks like the Jaguars are going to try everything that they can to fire him for cause and not try and pay that contract there as well. So that'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. What were some of your thoughts on this one?
When you kick your kicker, not just any kicker, Josh Lambo at that. Lambo has back in 2018, I want to say 2018 or 2019, won me a ring. Actually, he won me a fantasy Super Bowl. The man has a leg. The man has a boot. So for you to kick that man and say you can't make a field goal or you don't know how to do your job, you're freaking insane. That dude has been kicking for what? Like, I want to say, yeah, forever. Like he's been double-digit seasons in the league at this point. I think like he's been a Jag his whole entire career, practically. Like that man is more Duval than you are, Urban. How fucking dare you are lucky that on some typical Florida type ratchetness, he did not slide them grills in and pull up on you on 4 and let you know what's good. Because I'm telling you, Urban, you do not want it with the real NFL athlete. You can't. Here's my thing. The fact that you kick a human being, okay, your feet are made to walk on, all right? The fact that you kick a human being, if you thought that you were going to get away with that, dealing with multi-million-dollar grown-ass men, what did you get away when you were dealing with practically children, practically little jits from 18 to 22? Look, I wouldn't be shocked if Urban never gets another football job. I'll tell you what, if I was the athletic director at a high school, he wouldn't be coming near my students after you kicking NFL players. You ain't coming near my players, my athletes. So I'd be shocked if he ever touches a coaching playbook that he's not just doodling in at home ever again. Like he ain't calling no plays. He ain't wearing a headset ever again. And that's my take.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It's most likely we'll see him back on a television broadcast thing with giving some not very good takes like he did before he took this Jacksonville job there. But kind of an interesting comment there coming in from HoofTube. Robbie's hat is halfway blending into the green screen, but it low key makes the hat look camo. So
look at the underneath of the hat. Underneath the hat is green.
Yep, I like it. But Hoof brings up a very good point here. We need camo SportsMe hats.
I will escalate that. I will escalate that.
I knew a guy that could make that happen. So I'm glad that Hoof put that comment out there. So I like it. I like it a lot. So this is going to be an interesting one, right? And it was a very fun topic that had a lot of kind of back and forth going on in it. And one of those that you're right. Like it always makes you question when you see these things come out where people act this way. What were they doing in a more sheltered environment, such as a university that we tend to see there? So
yeah. No, you're 100% correct. Like it's like, what else was this dude, coward, if you will, getting away with behind the scenes? His nickname was Urban Liar before coming to the NFL. What did not just Duval, not just Shad Khan, what did the NFL think was going to happen?
Yeah.
Urban Meyer, okay. The Urban Meyer Trevor Lawrence relationship, for all of those that are out there that work in the social media influencer realm, whether it's podcasting, graphic design, whether you're a producer or writer, whatever you do, imagine you starting your company day one. You have never picked up a microphone, you have never set up lighting, you have never set up a green screen, and all of a sudden, day one, you are trying to tell your co-host how to run a podcast. Motherfucker, neither of y'all know what you're doing. What do you like? What do you like? And that's the equivalent. I use that analogy because I think that we can all relate to those of us that work in the social media realm. We can relate that to us. Like, you're gonna tell me to set my mic settings at default so it can go through the PC. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not even how it works, bro. Like, shit like that. Like, that's what it was. That's what the equivalent of it was. And that's the way I view it. So yeah, Derek disappeared really quick. Let's see here. Joe Brady to Duval. I don't not like it. I think that'd be a smooth decision. I think that Eric B out of Kansas City, we're on year 3, that he probably should have been a head coach. I know in the first year that he was offered, he had chose after the Super Bowl win for Kansas City, he neglected offers and chose to stay with Kansas City. I think that Eric Bieniemy to Duval, seeing what he did with Mahomes, let him turn Trevor Lawrence into a beast. Sunshine. I'm with the shits.
Yeah, I don't know that Joe Brady to Duval makes much sense when you can't like you saw him unable to and HoofTube. No, don't bring back Marvin Lewis. No, hard pass. You saw Joe Brady, Joe Brady made his stake on turning, an LSU offense into a powerhouse that year that they won the national championship, and then failed to do much with Teddy Bridgewater when he was in Carolina, failed to do much with Sam Darnold early this season. And really one of those that I think the nail in the coffin for him was the fact that you couldn't adapt your playbook to Cam Newton, and you couldn't figure out a way to let Cam be Cam type of thing and just, be able to run the ball, right? Like that's where Cam shines, and that's where he's going to get you the most production there. Not trying to throw the ball, not trying to do that kind of stuff. So no, I don't know that we're going to see Joe Brady, kicking around in the NFL next season either. I think he probably goes back to college there and sees what he could do there. So are you just trying to name like coaches that
none of us like Steve Mariucci, like
right?
Yo, if Mooch came back into the NFL, that would be the most viral meltdown of me on YouTube. I would probably break the fucking YouTube algorithm if Mooch ever became a coach again. I'd flip this freaking desk, bro. I'd be like, you fuck, bro. That'd be bad.
Yeah. So that's funny that you're going on.
I just aged myself.
HoofTube, what other, what Lions coach are you going to try and bring back next?
He's like, I like those coaches except right.
We'll
have to bring you on as a guest sometime to the weekly windup.
Yes.
We'll have to bring you on as a guest. See if your work hours permit you coming on during the day, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun having HoofTube go back and forth with us on that one. So it'll be a blast. We've got some more videos to hit up here, though. Let's go ahead and head over to a BetQL SportsMe collab on a line that was called the Lakers and the Wolves. Let's hit it up.
All right, Lucy Burge here with BetQL, and I have a bet for today that I absolutely adore. It is the Lakers +3 against the Timberwolves. I want to know your opinion on this. Let me know.
Yeah, this one should be absolutely a no-brainer.
I think we're liking the Lakers.
I like what you're putting down.
I'm going Timberwolves. I'm going to go Timberwolves again tonight.
Take the Lakers easily, +3.
They've lost plenty of games that they were supposed to win.
Yep, and that one was unfortunately one that didn't hit. The Lakers kind of got stomped on that one by the old Timberwolves there.
So let me just first start with the Lakers. We haven't been great this season, and likely not going to be great. 7th, 8th seed entering the playoffs would probably be optimal. Would probably be best. I can see us winning a series. But like that's me being generous. That's me being generous.
Very.
At 37 years old, your body can't do the same. Okay. And I know the LeBron sexuals are upset. Okay. But I need you guys to accept what it is. This man's been playing ball since, I think, Derek, you and I are the same age, since like we were in high school.
Yeah, LeBron's rookie year. I went and saw him and Melo play back in the day, and that was when I was in high school in their rookie year, watching those two square off.
When stadiums were actually fucking named like stadiums, like
it was still the Pepsi Center back then.
So okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, Pepsi Center, yeah, it's fucking historic.
Yeah, now it's the Ball Arena or whatever it is, but
I don't like it. But no, like so, old heads. We need to accept what it is. We had to accept it with Jordan. After that, we had to accept it with Kobe and AI. We had to accept it with Karl Malone. We had to accept it with the Stocktons, so on and so forth. All the greats that all of us really loved to enjoy watching in the NBA, we've had to deal with it around that age, 37, when a player turns 37. I bring this up to not give an excuse for my Lakers, because we'll probably suck for like the next 3 to 5 years. And then don't worry, we're going to come up with some amount of money, some ungodly amount of money.
Yeah, you guys will go buy the next big contract from the next big player, and all will be like
I hate saying this. Okay, so like I know it shocks the fuck out of people when I say that I'm a Lakers fan, because I'm a fan of like across all sports. I'm usually underdog. Hockey, Capitals, fucking football, Washington football team, like et cetera, right? With FIFA, I cheer for Italy. I don't even cheer for USA. I bring this up because we're the Yankees of the NBA. We're the Yankees of basketball. How the Yankees will just come up with this. Timmy Turner and Fairly Odd Parents, they did a parody. They called them the New York Bankies because they just throw money at shit. We're the equivalent of that, where we just throw money at shit. So give us 3 to 5 years. We'll throw money at it. Boston is still going to suck. So we'll get the 18th banner. What I want to really address with this take and with BetQL, this was one that BetQL got wrong. Look, I'm going to tell y'all straight up. I'm going to tell y'all straight the fuck up, okay? Us as entertainers, all right, at the end of the day, we're entertainers. We're here for your music, for your entertainment. So the same shit that you guys give a Max Kellerman or a Stephen A. or Tim Tebow, because Tim Tebow's now on First Take or whatever, or Dan Orlovsky, we're ready for that smoke. But you have to be seriously disturbed in the fucking head if you think that that 55% is what makes you a professional handicapper. If you hit on 55% of your bets, fuck analysts. An analyst is someone that just analyzes. As a handicapper, 55% is the threshold. If you win more than 55%, you are a pro. I'm sorry, half y'all that are calling out, analysts or whatever, like saying, oh, well, BetQL missed, or, Rum Boys missed, or football guys missed, or the fantasy footballers missed, or BDG missed, Adam Rank missed, Stephen A's wrong. Do y'all realize? Like, I want you guys for one day, do our jobs. One day, 24 motherfucking hours. That means run the news desk. That means do the producing. That means do the graphics. That means do the lighting. That means do the audio checks. That means fucking everything. And then still find time to do all the researching and have your software run right. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Go through all the spreadsheets and the projections. And then tell me if you come out 55% better. Okay? And then tell me if you come out 55% or better. These people are fucking employed as analysts. People have started their own companies as analysts and as handicappers for a fucking reason. If it was easy, we would all do it. Every single one of you would be holding a motherfucking microphone right now. Every single one of you would be giving out analysis. Every single one of you would be bold enough, would have the fucking kahunas enough, would have the balls, the goal to actually be able to be vulnerable enough and say, hey, I got this wrong. Hey, I got this right. Hey, I got this right. I got this wrong. But y'all don't do that. Oh, I need to see receipts. Oh, you took down a 10-leg parlay, but you only picked 2 upsets. Motherfucker, you did the exact same thing. Stop hating. Stop just trying to find shit to hate on. At the end of the day, shout out to BetQL, multi-million dollar company. Multi-million dollars. They employ, they having everyone's dream job. Don't play a hate, congratulate. If you hit on it, good for you. The casino, you good job. You did your job. You pissed off the casino. You beat that bookie's ass. But if you're hating, I'm appreciative that you got something right over a big-time analyst, and I appreciate the victory lap as you should. But to say someone sucks at their job, it's completely asinine.
And that rant was brought to you by Rum Boys Robbie. So, yeah, it's interesting, right? Like you sit there and you see a lot of things come out where folks are, calling out their shots, things like that. And good for calling out a shot. Absolutely. Like, call your shot when you hit it, take the victory lap, like absolutely do it. Right. But if you're calling your shot and the shot's a 10-1, a 50-1 type of odds, your shot wasn't supposed to hit. And if you get it right those few times there, like, good for you. You managed to do that one, and you managed to really beat that one. But at that point, if you're doing it where, a 20-1 type of thing, and you're constantly going 20-1 and you hit a 20-1 type of deal, then, you only got to be right 4 to 5% of the time to break even. Like, that's the thing that people, if you can hit it 7 to 10%, like, shoot, you're making money hand over fist.
And then what kills me is the person. So I'll use a prime example. If you pick the Lions to beat the Cardinals, okay, but there was no analysis to back that decision, you just did it on a whim. I mean, good for you, but that's purely luck at that point. That is purely luck. That's which is a big piece of the art of gambling. Gambling is an art form. For a poker player to table every single time. At that point, it's no longer luck. That person has skill. They know probability. They may or may not be counting cards, but fuck that person that's counting cards. I say that, and I'm that person that counts. Bro, funny story. I got kicked out of a game 2 weeks ago. I got kicked out of a house game at my homie's crib. He's like, "You've been counting, huh?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, he used to work as a dealer, as a poker dealer up at Cripple Creek, Creek, and now owns a house here in the Springs. He's like, "You're counting cards." Like, "Nah, dog." I was like, I would never. He's like, "Bro, you just hit on the fucking river. Like, you had to know what everyone else was holding." And I was like, maybe I didn't. Like, so I actually got booted out of the fucking house. But anyways, like, I'm sorry, but like just to make a pick with no analysis, yeah, good on you. But if you make a pick and you have thorough analysis, you were just like, hey, this is the week that the Lions are going to come out. They want to play spoiler. I'm living on Narrative Street. Whether that analysis comes from Narrative Street or comes from a spreadsheet, I don't care. But it's something to be said about someone making a pick that is super highly knowledgeable and has some basis behind it, because then you getting it right is even that much more better.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and head on over here where we've got another kind of, call your shot moment here.
Once again to make the case for the Kansas City Chiefs to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. I did play the Patriots. I just can't trust a rookie quarterback. As great as Belichick is Mac Jones going to be able to beat Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game? It's boring. I hate to do it. But again, I'm making the case for the Kansas City Chiefs to represent the AFC this year in the Super Bowl.
I think the AFC is pretty wide open at this point in time.
Why not the Chiefs? It's going to be tough for Mac Jones to be able to beat the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes.
NFC's the real question. I don't know who's coming out of there.
I trust Patrick Mahomes more than any other quarterback in the AFC.
No way the Chiefs win the Super Bowl again this year.
I don't see the Chiefs being there.
When the Chiefs lose to the Chargers on Thursday, they'll be at a big disadvantage for winning that division.
That matchup is going to be key.
This game against the Chargers on Thursday is such a big game for their playoff hopes.
Going into the season, the Chargers were the team that I was most excited to watch. Them and the Bengals, the up-and-coming teams.
We're here in LA right now, Thursday night game. Time to go take care of the AFC West, baby.
The fact that Andrew hopped in there. So for those that don't know, Andrew's now starting on that line. The fact that Andrew hopped in there kind of just lets you know that they mean business. Like, I don't know about y'all. Y'all can like Wiley, hate Wiley all you want. That's a big boy. And I was breaking down some of his film with the homie Maddie. Shout out to our sister Maddie. We appreciate you. Bruh. The man's got hands.
Mm-hmm.
The man's got hand placement off that line. He is quick. He is quick. I don't know about being favored for the Super Bowl. And I feel bad. I feel bad because you would think that Wiley working with us at SportsMe, Wiley showing us a lot of love and, supporting the app and being a part of the team, that I kind of maybe sway that way. I know the dude we DM'd and shit. I can't do it. Yo, Wiley's gonna fucking pay me. I can't do it. I'm sorry, Andrew. I can't even keep a straight face. Listen, the AFC is so fucking tough. I would not be surprised if one of these on the bubble teams makes it. Like, it's not like the NFC where I'm like, Packers.
Yeah.
The NFC, I'm pretty much dead set. I'm dead set on Green Bay. And this was before Chris Godwin going down for Tampa. This is before Antonio Brown with the fake vaccination card scandal. Mike Evans questionable week to week. When Gronk went out with his rib injury, I was like, oh, it's about to become the Packers all day. It's about to become the Packers all day. You got AB injured. It was around the time that Gronk was out with his rib injury, and AB had went down with it. I think it was his heel.
It was a foot type of injury. Yeah.
Yeah. I followed the brother on Snapchat. And he was doing like a lot of rehab, and it kept looking like he was going to get better and better and better, and he was going to come back, and the fake vaccination thing came out around that time when both of those guys were injured. Those are Brady's like homies right now.
Mm-hmm.
AB has crashed on his couch. Gronk came from New England. Without those two, that's when I was like, you remember when Jameis was the quarterback for Tampa? I was like, we about to get a whole lot of that, except without the 30 interceptions.
Right.
Godwin, we've already seen that Godwin and Evans can't lead that team to a Super Bowl. So with the NFC, I'm like Packers all the way. With the AFC, the Chiefs' defense is getting hot enough to where they can push them to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Defense can be bend and break. At the beginning of the season, they were bend and shatter. I don't know. And I'm sorry, Andrew. I know I should be siding with you, homie. I love you, dog. I hope that we keep being homies. But I'm sorry, Pimpin'. I don't know who out the AFC, but I ain't gonna say y'all. I don't know if it's y'all. I don't know. I can't cement it. I can't stamp it.
Right. Well, I don't think that there's going to be a team out of the AFC North that's going to get there. Right. Like that's one that I'm pretty much right off there. The AFC South, maybe. The Colts. I don't know that there's a hotter team in football right now than the Colts. The Patriots, never going to count out Belichick on being able to game plan and scheme things around to put his team in the best position to win going down the stretch. Like I can't do it. Even with a rookie quarterback, I can't do it. You saw what they did a couple of weeks ago where they managed to win a game with having their quarterback have 3 pass attempts. I get weather and everything else, but the simple fact that Buffalo had a good defense, you could establish a run, and you could you could have just sat there and told in that game. I firmly believe Bill could have sat there in the media the week leading up to that and going, we're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball. We're only going to throw the ball 3 times, and they still would have won that game. Like I don't see that changing much there. So the Chiefs definitely getting hot at the right time, right? Like they've really come alive here the last little bit. That defense has started picking things up there and allowing to the point where Patrick Mahomes doesn't have to feel pressed and doesn't have to press to try and get into that, which that's one of those things, right? Like you can talk to me all day long about the analytics side of things. I tend to be more of an analytics guy and tend to focus on what the numbers say in a situation type of deal. Like that's just how I tend to look at the game more.
And I'm a film guy. Yeah.
But regardless of that, if the Chargers kick field goals in that game, the Chiefs lose, and the Chargers are sitting atop the AFC West.
And that's what no one is realizing.
Right. Like you can't tell me that the fact that the Chargers kick 2 field goals in that first half when they get down inside the red zone and come away with 0 points, that game, instead of being 10-14, is 20-10. You can't tell me that Patrick Mahomes doesn't come out feeling a little pressed in the second half, down by 2 possessions, and doesn't start seeing some of those same mistakes we saw earlier in the year, which is what we see when he starts trying to press and he starts trying to force things, which
That hero ball mentality.
Exactly, right? And so, one of those that regardless of whatever you want to talk to me about on the analytics side of things, there's a point in time where, you got to take the points. Same thing too, right? I think I said this a couple of weeks back when the Broncos played the Chiefs on the Sunday night game, and Vic Fangio after you ain't going to beat this team kicking field goals. Well, in that particular case, had you kicked some field goals, you would have kept that within a position game type of thing going down the stretch. And that game is much closer throughout that thing instead of continually kind of turning the ball over and going through that. So the analytics definitely plays a part into it, but there's also some of that old fashioned knowledge that just goes, you got to take the points when you can get them type of thing.
So I'm gonna keep it true. The only, I do play on the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. And when I was breaking down that film, that game will forever live in infamy for me. I think that game, having coached high school and having played the game at the semi-pro level and shit, not going for at least 2 or 3 of those field goals does not compute with me. My only logical explanation behind Bradley making those decisions was, this is an extra couple of seconds that the ball is not in Mahomes' hands. But the clock still remains the same if you fucking kick the field goal. I mean, there's not going to be that 3-second, 5-second runoff if you run an actual play, because it's a kick,
Right, but a kick still takes 2 to 3 seconds off the clock, whereas a play at most is taking 7 seconds off of it. So are you really gaining anything by the 4 seconds type of thing there, right? And I get the fact that if you miss it, you're pinning them back there and you're putting them in a bad field position, all of that kind of stuff. But this isn't just a normal offense. This is an offense that you got Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and Patrick Mahomes, and they can turn the field over and put together an 80-yard drive in 3 plays and take 1 minute and 20 seconds off the clock. Like, this isn't one of those that you need to take the points, and you just take the points in some of those things, and you win games. You win that thing in regulation.
Yeah, I had gotten off that broadcast and I turned, and I was like, hey Alexa, I was like, what was the probability of the Chargers complete going for it on 4th down? Alexa told me 61%. It's one of those things to where I get that the game has elevated and progressed in such a manner, in such a form, to where analytics and software is now a part of it, and technology is a part of it. In the era that you and I grew up in, no one had a fucking tablet on the sideline, dude.
Right.
I think that technology having this much influence on the game has kind of taken away from the coaching, I guess, in a way. There's no reason that just because AWS says something, that I'm gonna fucking do it. At a certain point, the classic gut feeling, gut intuition has to come out. And from my understanding with that game, the Chargers went purely based off of analytics. There was no gut feeling involved in that. I disagree with how that game was played. I disagree with the Chiefs being Super Bowl favorites at the given moment. If you're gonna bet it, I'd stay away from it. I would stay away from it.
Yeah.
Unless you have, and I don't think there's enough analysis that numbers wise that puts them to where they can make that. So if you're gonna come with the counter, I think that it comes based off of narrative. I think that it's narrative that gets them.
Right. Yeah, and there's that point in time, right? Like, you've got to, and one of those that's right, like, you've got to either be aggressive or be conservative, and you've just got to stick to what your nature is and how you're going to do things, because you're the one that ultimately is going to make that decision and how that comes down to it. But it's one thing for you and I to, on the back end here, to quarterback, Monday morning quarterback this thing to you, or a Monday morning coach it from our couch type of thing, that kind of deal. Like, there's a lot to that type of deal, and all of that. But there just comes a point in time too where if you're playing somebody and you're favored to lose, it's just like we see in other sports there, right? Like if you don't always necessarily have to, lead the game. You don't always have to do that kind of stuff. Like we see this a lot in March Madness and basketball and a lot of these other sports. All you got to do is hang around. All you got to do is hang around, right? And the same thing holds true, right? If you've got somebody that was favored to win and you let them hang around and you don't put them away and you don't put the points on the board when you can do it, there comes a point in time where you're playing.
That shit's gonna bite you in the ass,
right? And we saw that one come through on that one, but it'll be interesting to see how this thing plays out the rest of the way through. Let's go ahead and head over to a Monday night matchup, or I'm sorry, a Tuesday night matchup last night here between the football team and the Eagles, and BetQL calling their shot on this one.
For Tuesday night football tonight, it's going to be a little contrarian. I actually think wait as long as possible, bet the over in Eagles and Washington football team is a good idea. Already 41 and a half, so the total dropping. Try to wait as long as possible. If Allen starts, it'll obviously drop a lot more. Whatever the best number we can get, it closes, and play back against some steam on the under. Hopefully we don't get a similar game to what we saw with Cleveland and the Raiders, and we'll see what happens. So over right before kickoff in Philly and Washington. Let me know what you guys think.
You might have convinced me there. As far as the bets that I have, I got Philly covering.
I want Washington to win. Like, I really hope I'm wrong on this one.
I like the Eagles in this one. I've seen like 5 points, 6.5.
Anything can happen in my mind that screams under.
Clock might just roll a little bit faster. I'm probably going to stick with the under.
The average is the average for a reason. I like the over.
I had the over, did hit.
I want to state. Fuck everybody. Yeah, I got you. Look, cheers to Washington. Our playoff hopes aren't completely done, but might be done at this point. Part of me kind of wants it to be done. I'm ready as a fan to kind of get in the offseason, see what we can do. Got to get Chase Young back. We need to figure out this quarterback situation. We need to make sure that we need to figure out this quarterback situation on two fronts. One, to make sure that we can have a viable starter. Two, we need a viable backup simultaneously. We need to pull some Philadelphia shit where they had Carson and Nick. Congratulations to Philly. You're still dog shit. You're still the Sheagles. You still suck. I'm saying this purely out of emotion. There's no analysis to back this. I fucking hate you guys. You only have one ring. Your color of green is terrible and just shitty. And Sirianni is trash as a coach. And the only reason why your quarterback is successful is because of his legs. And that's it. That's all that I have to vent. All the mean things that I have to say. Cheers.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how that one plays out there. Lots of things left to be decided over there in the NFC East outside of the kind of what the Cowboys do and what that looks like. So it'll be interesting here coming down the stretch. But that's one of those that even if you are the football team, right? Like, even if you make the playoffs, there's a good chance that you've got a tough road game off the deal. If you win that one, then most likely you're going to get to go to Lambeau to face a red hot Packers team. And quite frankly, who wants that when it's all said and done?
We've already been there and done that. Aaron Rodgers has already sent us home when Kirk Cousins was underneath the helm. I don't want to relive that.
Right. So
that was
late for draft picks.
Remember your last take? Remember your last take on the last segment? If you let a team hang around long enough, I will never forget. I think it was like 2015, 2016. Come with me, Hale Rogers. Run quick C. Drops back with 5 seconds left. And I think it was like I can't even remember who was down there. It was like one of their random tight ends. It was like a tight end 3 at that. And just boop, just comes up, catches it, Hail Mary. Packers win. We don't make the freaking playoffs. Or we got booted out the wild card. I'm not dealing with that again.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with that again.
On that note, after we've made you relive that one, I think that's going to take us down here about to the end of it. Any final thoughts for the viewers and the listeners out there?
We have a lot of fun on this show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the like button, share the content, download the SportsMe app. If you enjoy the passion that gets exhibited here, then you're going to love the passion that's on the app, because it's not just people like Derek and myself. There's everybody, there's, Hoove, the Drunken Monkey, Game Point Live, our homie Smokey Hell NFL, our homie Bo. We got Andrew Wiley on the app. Sometimes Ryan Hollins will hop on that thing.
Dalton Crossan will be there.
Yeah, Dalton Cross, and a couple of our former NFL guys.
HoopTube's always over there.
Yeah, HoopTube is on there multiple times a day. Multiple times a day. What this app really provides you is the ability for you to get to know fans of your favorite sports and your favorite teams alike, and be able to share close peer-to-peer interactions with them. Occasionally, you'll have an athlete or an analyst, a writer, or whatever the case, jump in as well. And I think that's pretty cool. The whole point of SportsMe is to unite the entire sports industry, not just NFL, not just basketball or soccer or whatever the case. We're here for all of you guys. So if you're a fan of sports, even if you don't want to make content, download the app, watch some of the content, watch some of the debates, check out the debates. If you feel confident enough to show your face, get on SportsMe, show that confidence. I was about to say, I promise. Our creators will do our best to make you feel a part of the ecosystem, make you feel a part of the economy. I know that Hoove will definitely make sure that you're welcome on the app. He'll embrace you with open arms. I will, Derek will, our whole entire staff at SportsMe. No other company is doing a weekly podcast and doing weekly content behind what's happening on their app. We're the one and only. So show us love, check us out, support us, download our app, support on YouTube. However you can, share the content. We appreciate you. Cheers to me, cheers to you. The whole Swarfy-verse, what it do, dilly dilly.
Dilly. And I do like that since Hoove now lives on SportsMe, he's abandoning Mr. Wisconsin to be Mr. SportsMe. I love it.
I like that.
I like that. I like that a lot. So
and he's a good ambassador for the app. Like, he's a really good dude. So I like that.
Yeah. Hoove is always a blast to see on there, and always gives some very fun takes. So absolutely right. Like Robbie summed it up very, very well there. For the holiday season, give the gift that keeps on giving, and that is SportsMe. Download the app, let a friend know about it. Come join us where we can chat, we can debate, and we can have some very spirited conversations over there in app as well. So he's Robbie, I'm Derek. It's the SportsMe Weekly Windup. Hit us up, let us know. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Have a great one.